Hello everyone, it's Maddie with SpectrumArtCreations, and today we're going to be working on this lovely shadow box card using the beautiful Fairy Wishes from Craft Consortium. These cards not only have a lot of tunnel dimension, they're great because they are interactive. They fold completely flat in order to be mailed out, and yet you can stand them up to create a beautiful display on your desk, on your bookshelves, or anywhere else. All right, let's get started. Let's jump in. We need some supplies first. As far as supplies are going to be pretty straightforward. We're going to need some low-tack tape. Now, this is my Art by Merlin low-tack tape. I'm going to be placing it all here in my Totally Tiffany caddy. This is my best friend and right hand. Everything will fit in there. It's amazing. It's like the Mary Poppins of all caddies. And then that way everything fits within reach, but I keep my area clean. We're going to use some ink for inking up our sides and create in depth. Again, whatever color you wish to work with, that will coordinate. This just happens to be my Graphic 45 Marine Blue Hybrid ink. Some of the most delicious inks are from Graphic 45. They have beautiful colors. Then we're going to need a pair of scissors, also a ruler, a pencil, we are going to need to cut some circles, obviously. So I have here a nesting die set. We have many different nesting die sets in different shapes, circles, squares, rectangles in our online store. So if you're looking for them, make sure you check us out. If you do not have any at hand, you can always trace something, and we'll cover that later on. But just do keep in mind that we have amazing dies in store. We are also going to need a scoreboard and something to score with. So I've got my Lisa Horton scoreboard, and I've got my stylus and silicone tip tool, which is awesome because I have two tools in one, and this comes in a set of 5 different pieces. And as you can see, even my scoreboard fits inside of my caddy. Yes, and if you need to take it somewhere, you just take the whole thing. Now, we are going to need also some paper. Now, before that, I'm sorry, we're going to need some 3D squares, yes, for dimensions, but that's optional. So if you have them, great, let's use them. And then let's look at paper. Now, if you notice on this one, I have used a white base. My sides are white, the back is white, so the base is white. And I figured for this one, why not change it up? Let's use black. But you could use any color that you want to use that coordinates or that you have at hand. I've decided on 2 A4 sheets. We're going to need at least that because we are going to be cutting 6x6 papers. Next, we have a solid color here. I have purple on this one, but now, again, I'm going to change it up and go with teal. So just plain cardstock or whatever you have at hand, but it does need to be at least cardstock. And then here in the back, do you see that inky background in the back? That looks so neat. It's like a nebula or something. Well, that I got from one of the beautiful Craft Consortium ink pads. Absolutely gorgeous. This one is called Ocean. Okay, so there's ink drops in different colors like purples and teals and blues, and you can check them out in our store. We carry them in both the 6x6 size as well as the 12x12. And I know the camera's washing out those colors because it's trying to fight that caddy. So let me see if I can move it out of the way. But the colors are just stunning in this pad. And so I figure, I've got a teal pad. Well, the Ocean might just work beautifully with the black and the teal. So we will see. Such amazing colors. Okay, so we're going to need 1 piece as well for the back, or you could use whatever, again, you have in your stash. Okay, and so that fits right in there. And then we're going to need, of course, our gorgeous collection. Okay, and this collection is called Fairy Wishes. This is the 12x12. Great, beautiful collection full of fairies and mushrooms and all the cute things that we love. That fits also there. and my caddy, and then it also comes in a 6x6. So here is a 6x6. It's the exact same pad, just in smaller size. And what I'm going to tell you ahead of time is if you are interested in this, we have the collection, of course, available in our store while supplies last. But I am also going to be making some smaller kits for you guys to just be able to create a few cards from this and not have to buy the entire pads. So if you're interested in that, stay all the way to the end because I'm going to share that information with you. Okay, next, what do we need? We are going to need, of course, some beautiful ephemera, and these are the decoupage beautiful sheets. I don't know that I have one of each. I might have already used one. I don't remember if there were 5 or 6 different fairies, but these just simply punch out and then you get to layer them to create the most beautiful clusters. So for example, you have here the larger piece, which is 1, then you have 2, 2 will go on top of that, then 3, 3 will go on top of that, 4, 4 will go on top of that, and so on and so on. And they just keep building to make this amazing multi-layered cluster or multi-layer, I should say, image. Um, and then we're going to need, of course, some chipboard. I've used chipboard here and here and here and this one here and that one there. So I've used it throughout. So chipboard is great, but if you do not have the chipboard, as you notice, I've also cut a lot of images from within the pad because the pads are loaded. The papers are loaded with all kinds of great images. So if you look throughout here, that's the mushroom, see, that I cut out. But look, there's mushrooms there, there's fairies here, tons of fairies there. More fairies, lanterns, and mushrooms here. I mean, they're just everywhere throughout the entire collection. That whole back is full. Here's some little pictures of fairies. I mean, it's loaded. It is loaded with all kinds. And then these sentiments are great. You know, things like glitter and pixie kisses and wish and fairy. And oh yeah, it's just loaded. Sparkle. You can cut ephemera for days from the pads. Okay, what else do we need? We're going to need some ladybugs because they are just adorable. They're wooden dimensional ladybugs. So we also need some bling. See it back there? It's hanging. It's the rope for our lantern. And then we're also going to need a few stars. Just 2, 3, whatever. And again, those smaller packs, I'm going to make sure I include some of those as well for you guys to create as well. So that is what we are going to be needing for this project. Now, in addition, I will tell you that we're going to need little things here and there, like if a piece of acetate, which is optional, but it is a great look. So if you have a piece of acetate, we'll need that. Of course, you're going to need your paper trimmer. You're going to need, what else? I'm trying to think. Oh, you know what? Your Cosmic Shimmer acrylic glue is going to be key because that is the best glue for adhering anything that is plastic. In addition to that, you might want to get some score tape, or if not, you can get your awesome precision glue press, which we have these in store. Best tool for your hands and not having to worry about your glue drying out while you're crafting. Your cap sits on there and then your glue is always ready to go. The barrel stays ready to without clogging because of this awesome technology, the silicone tip at the bottom that cradles the glue and keeps it ready to go at all times. Okay, that's it. Those are the supplies. We're ready? Whenever you're ready, go ahead and come back and hit play, and we're going to jump right into step 1. No time wasted. We're going to start creating. Let's grab our base cardstock. In my case, it's going to be black. I'm going to cut 2 pieces. They're both going to be 6x6, and that's going to be obviously the base and the back for our card. So again, 2 pieces, 6x6. Now I have a guillotine, so I can cut multiple pages in one shot, but I'm going to do them one at a time so that we can all craft together in real time. Okay, so 6 and then 6 again, and there we have those two pieces. Now, these we are going to save, do not dispose. We're going to use them later, okay? And here we go. We have two 6x6 pieces. All right, now let's bring in the color cardstock. Again, remember that's the one that's right here. That's a coordinating color. I'm going to be using my teal, and we are going to cut from that a 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. So 5 3/4 and 5 3/4 again. Those other pieces we're not going to use. This will sit right inside of that. As you can see, it's perfect. It should look just like mine. These we can set off because we're not going to use those again. And then we're going to cut this decorative panel here. So that can come from the 6x6 or it can come from the 12x12 pad. So let's look and see what we've got, because we've got a lot of options and beautiful paper. I'm going to choose the 6x6. I could use the red back, that one, yeah, that one as well. This one's teal, so that would be really neat. We've got that one, which has got some teal in it as well. Oh, that one's teal with some images. It's got like little mushrooms and leaves. That one's neat too. They're all beautiful. So many options. Okay, you go ahead and pick your favorite. And we're going to move on to the next step. Oh man, now I need to make a pink one. I love that pink. This one's gorgeous. This is the side that I used on the original card that you see on the table. We've got the purple stars as well. I had used that in the teal stars. That one would be great too. And so much more. Okay, we're going to go with this teal. So we're just going to make a decision and jump right in. Here we go. We're going to cut this down to a 5.5 by 5.5. So we only need one piece. Very simple. They're all really easy cuts. 5.5 by 5.5. And of course you can change the dimensions to this card by making it smaller or larger. Okay, and that's going to nestle inside of that, just like that. There we go. So hopefully we are all caught up. So now we're going to move on to adhering those panels together. I'm going to be using my SACs paint palette card. It is a magnificent tool. And my Tombow glue. The paint palette card is hard plastic. It's coated, double-sided. And it is not only great for your colors as a paint palette, but it is awesome for adhering. And your Tombow mono glue stick is, well, I can't say enough about it. It is a permanent glue stick. It is not a kitty glue stick. It is permanent. It will not warp your paper and it will adhere forever and ever. So it is a professional grade glue stick. Again, not your Elmer's glue or, cheaper glue sticks. They are just, I mean, the price point is excellent, but they are amazing. It is like the #1 best glue stick, hands down. Okay, we're going to adhere that smaller mat, the decorative one, onto the colored cardstock. Okay, so they're just kind of nestle in on top of each other. So it's going to go right here on top. Like so. I'm trying to make sure I've got good spacing. And once I'm happy with it, I'm going to burnish it down using my ergonomic bone folder. I will tell you, this bone folder is awesome on your hands, okay? But I will also tell you that once you burnish that Tombow mono glue stick down, it's not going anywhere. So make sure that your positioning is correct because it is a permanent glue stick. Okay, with that done, we're going to move on and we're going to do the same thing on the colored cardstock, and then we're going to adhere that onto our solid base, okay? So the bigger of the pieces. Now you will notice that I'm being very generous with my glue stick. I had to get another one, but I am making sure that I have a really good amount of coverage on here. And I know that might seem like overkill, especially for such a great glue stick as Tombow, but we are going to be cutting this out. So I don't want anything to pucker or bubble. So make sure you have really good glue and adhesion on all 3 layers of this, because you don't want to die cut this and have it, kind of start peeling apart. All right, hang on, that's kind of crooked. Gotta fix it before it dries, and then we're gonna commit and we're gonna burnish that down. Okay, so we should all be right here right now. We should have 3 layers now completely nestled. They look great. Whatever colors you've chosen, whether they're pinks or purples or greens, they're going to look fabulous. So yours should look something like this. With that done, we're going to go ahead and take a pause and we're going to cut the circle out. So let's go on and move on to our die cutting. Here is the nesting die set that I had mentioned that I have. Again, we have multiples available. I'm going to be using this one. Now, how big of an opening you want is going to be up to you. Take a look. There's a lot of different sizes. This one, the original one, I had done at 4 inches. So I'm going to, kind of look around that size. I know these are all way too big. That one might be okay. And remember, it doesn't have to be exactly 4 inches. If you have something that's approximate, that is going to work. This one just so happens that it is 4 inches. That is the one that I actually used on this one to cut out the hole. But it could have been any of these other sizes, not these. These are way too small. We can get rid of those. Now we do need some smaller sizes for that second cut we're going to do. So I'm going to leave some of these out, not the bigger ones, but the smaller ones, those. I'm going to set them off to the side and, hopefully we'll pick something from one of those. Okay, now let's talk about what we need to do next, because we need to decide how do we want this to look. So we need our low tack tape, obviously, because we're going to be cutting this and we do not want it to move. But you have to choose whether you want this to be centered or center-ish. I'm not going to measure, or you can come down lower so you can add a sentiment at the top. Remember, not only could you add like a fairy like the one I did here on the purple one at the top, but you have a lot of great sentiments in the pad. You have all of these here that you could cut out, or you also have the larger ones in the 12 by 12 too. So there's all kinds of stuff that you could use. See, like all of those and so much more. So based on the look that you want or what you think you're going to have, whether fairies or mushrooms on the bottom, you're going to decide whether to go down, up. It really is a matter of preference. Just make sure that you're centered. That's really the main key. And again, even if it's not perfectly centered, we're going to have so many beautiful things that you won't even notice. You'll be okay. Center-ish is close enough. All right, let's add our low tack tape. And I'm going to take this over to my Sizzix switch to die cut this. You'll do the same. You'll do your die cutting, and then we will return as soon as we are done. Okay, die cutting is done. Now I'm going to remove my tape. And of course, once again, I always struggle. I tell you, my videos are always interesting. Why? Well, because I always struggle with my fingers. Let's just keep it real. And here I started to peel it, and I almost peeled up my paper, or it started to peel because I just yanked it. By the way, another tip, do not die cut when your adhesive is still wet, because it will actually, not be good for your paper. As you can see, I'm kind of struggling a bit here, and it's my own fault. It is because my paper was still wet, which is also why I wanted to lift. So you might just want to give it a minute or two before you just run it through your die cutting machine. Now that we're going to save for later. Here I have a little bit of black again because of my adhesive being wet. Remember, I way loaded the adhesive on here. Okay, now we have this and it is ready. We are going to do something very similar to the next layer. So we're going to set this off to the side, And we're going to work next on that second layer, which let's take a look at the original card here, which will give us a better idea of that star. You see the star purple paper there on the second layer with the smaller opening? That's what we're going to be doing. So I've chosen to use this one. It's the same purple, but now it's in teal. That kind of worked out perfect. So that's going to go back here. However, we do need to cut a smaller hole. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to look through our dies and find the hole that we find would be perfect. Those are too big. Maybe one of these. Let's see. Not bad. A little too big. Better. That's good. I could go smaller. I think this one's smaller. Or is it bigger? Well, that's smaller. That one's good too. I like that. We're looking for about a 3-inch die, or again, approximate, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. It's up to you how much of a opening you want. This one might be a bit, no, I don't think that's the right one. That's too small. Let's take a look at this one. I think that one is going to be the winner. Let's see. Close enough. Let's go with it. Again, don't overthink it. Let's bring back the low-tack tape, because what we're going to do is we're going to just make sure these are all aligned. We're going to put our die here in the center. Again, just kind of eyeballing it. Going to bring our low-tack tape. Hang on, let me make sure I have it straight on for you guys. I know it looks all crooked on camera. All right, just like that. There. Okay, now low-tack tape. To hold it in place, I can remove that top layer. I'm using the exact same 2 pieces of tape that I used before. Waste not, of course not. And then let's go over to the die cutting machine, cut that out, and we'll be right back when that is done. Okay, die cutting is done. Let's remove the tape. Now, I don't have to worry so much this time because I don't have anything that has been glued or is damp. So my paper is nice and dry. We're going to save that for later because we can use it for other projects. And we're going to line this up. Now, you kind of have to keep turning it until you find how you had it originally set. And that looks good. But this one also looked good. I think it was this one. Okay. That's what we're going to go with. It looks great. Okay, let's put this away before we lose it. We are done die cutting our circles. So if you want to put your dies away, we are done for them. We're done with them for now. Okay, now I'm going to give you a trick because it can get confusing later on when you keep playing with this stuff, right? Grab a permanent marker or any kind of a marker, pen, or whatever you want to mark with, and just kind of, I'm going to write 1 and 2, 1 and 2, and that tells me how those will line up for the remainder of the project. So I don't have to keep wondering if I'm going to have it straight. Okay, now we need some of our beautiful inky backgrounds because we're going to go to the back panel now. So we're going to bring the back panel, which was the solid color, and then the ink drop paper, or whatever paper you are using. And we're going to see what looks good back here. Oh my goodness, the choices are overwhelming because they're all beautiful. By the way, did you know that Madison, my daughter, actually made some inky backgrounds that we have available on Etsy for you to print? So if you want to go check those out, you can actually purchase those and then download them, and you can print them over and over and over again, and you can resize them into, you know, smaller, bigger, whatever you'd like. But she's made some great choices. I'm so proud of her. It's her first digital, so proud mama moment. Okay, let's keep looking. They're all beautiful. Oh, look at this one. That's kind of perfect, right? Oh, but this one's kind of perfect too. Tough choices. This one's more like a purple-ish background, and these are more blues. Oh, I might have to do a blue one. Oh, look at this one. Look at the gold on there with the stars. That looks so good. Okay, so it's between this one and this one. I think we have a winner. Here we go. Okay, that's what we're going to be using. I can't wait to see what you've selected. Okay, so that looks really nice to me. So what we're going to do is commit to it by adhering it onto our back panel, like so. Okay, let's bring our palette back as well as our glue stick, and we're going to go ahead and adhere this. We're not going to be doing a whole lot to this, but it does create a very nice strong background, so just want to make sure we have enough glue. Again, no need to overkill this one though, so a light gluing will be sufficient. We're just going to line that up. The easiest way is to stand it up and start with one corner and then work your way down. That's it, as simple as that. Gonna burnish it down. Make sure we have good contact. Let's bring back our other pieces to take a look at it one more time. Boy, that looks gorgeous. I love it. I love it. Okay, so this is where we should all be at this point in time, and make sure they all look great and that you are ready to move on to the next step, which is going to be to mark this lightly with a pencil. We're going to mark both circles just like this. Again, I'm being light-handed. I'll bring them up and show you. It's kind of hard to see them, but you can see it's kind of light. That is going to tell us where we need to do our inking, which is what we're going to be doing next. Okay, come on back. All right, let's grab our ink and our distressing tool. Again, I'm going to be using my Graphic 45 Marine Blue. It's a delicious, very rich blue, like really rich. And we're going to be creating that depth by darkening our edges and those areas coming in towards the inside of the paper all the way around. That's going to give us a lot of depth. So I'm going to let you enjoy some music while I ink up, and you do as well, okay? See the purple here? I use Villainous Potion, by the way, in case you're wondering, on that one. And you can see that all of them, including the bottom one, see, have been inked to create that depth. Okay, so let's go to town on inking these up and enjoy some music. Oh, I do have to insert a disclaimer here just to let you know that anything that is permanent, such as StazOn, such as hybrid inks, which are dye-based, anything dye-based, and alcohol inks, basically anything that's permanent, is going to stain your palette. So just keep that in mind. I have multiples, and I just kind of keep rotating them. And one side I use for gluing, so I don't really care what it looks like. And then I do try to keep the other sides clean. But I have one like in my crafty bag that I travel with. I have one at the desk. I have one upstairs. So I do have multiples, but you do not want to ruin yours unless you don't care and you want to get multiples, because they're awesome for inking as well. Not only are they small, just like the perfect little size, they're not small, they're medium. So great to work with on your desk and to carry around because they're nice and flat. So you don't have to worry about breaking out the whole glass mat kind of thing. But you can also pick up the ink from the mat, so product is not wasted. Okay, let's line those up. Okay, that's looking good. I think we need to do some more. So let's keep going. But I did want to share that with you guys because I would hate for you guys to see me using it and then end up ruining your paint palette and thinking, oh gosh, how did that happen? I stained it. If it does get stained, that's why I made them double-sided. You have nothing to worry about. Use that one side for all of your staining, whatever, gluing, and then the other side keep pristine for your paint if you'd like. Okay, let's keep going. I am leaving this in real time so that you guys do not need to pause, but rather continue to craft along with me. So hopefully that's working. Uh, I usually want to speed things up because I'm like, okay, let's just get to the next step. But I know that causes you guys to have to pause. So hopefully you do not mind a little bit of a longer video so long as you can craft along with us. Okay, so that looks really good. I'm going to clean my palette anyway with just a little wipe, and you can run it under the sink with water as well. But it's just so that I know it's clean for the next time that I go to use it. Okay, now we're going to need some decorations. So let's take a look at what we've got going on here. Let's start with the lantern in the foreground, right? So that's going to go all the way on the inky paper or the last layer, that back panel. So you've got lots of things to work with, whether you have got the 3D decoupage sheets. First, I need to find a fairy, a focal point. So our main character, love her. I used her here in chipboard format. So let's see if we can do something different. I'm trying to not use the same pieces. Love her. She is the one that I used here. So definitely not going to use her again, even though I love her. I love them all. Who am I kidding? By the way, did I mention that this whole thing we're doing is for the challenge that we have going on in our Facebook group? Yes, every month we have different themes and giveaways for challenges that we post. You don't have to mail anything or exchange anything unless you want to. You just simply have to post a picture. So, in case you didn't know, July 20, what is it, 24th, I think? Hang on, let me look it up because I wrote it down and I now forgot. Where's my agenda here? Yes, June 24th is International Fairy Day. So guess what? We're celebrating fairies as a theme in the Facebook group. Make sure you guys join the Facebook group so you can participate in all kinds of fun challenges, and I'll have more info at the end. So again, don't go anywhere. Okay, let's keep looking for what other things we could use. We have lots of mushrooms. These are pieces that I've cut out from the paper pad. That's the fairy used before. We could use that or that. So just kind of go through your papers and cut out the figures that you want, or the mushrooms, or I don't know, little fairies and birds and all kinds of little bugs. Critters are awesome. Oh, she's so cute. But we already have a lantern, and we're going to hang another lantern on the back. So I'm just getting an idea. They're both the same size, so it doesn't make a difference whether I use chipboard or the paper. Just trying to get a feel for which one I want. I love her with the green hair. She's adorable. She's cute too. It's like she's tiptoeing around. See? I could make so many more. But let's go ahead and first of all separate these into things that we could use and things that I'm definitely not going to use. I don't think that I'm going to use the additional fairies because, well, we've already done that in the other one. They're kind of similar, so these are a no-no. Okay, so what we need to do, or what I'm trying to do here, is I am trying to find what pieces are going to be my main focal points here, so that I can figure out how far I need to come in with that lantern, because a lantern is going to be hanging on the background, and it's imperative that we know what character is going to be inside the window, right? Inside the tunnel, because that's going to tell us how far down we can come in with that lantern, or which side. We might need to be on the left as opposed to the right. So we'll take a look at that. Okay, we need to commit, so let's go ahead and pick our focal point or points, because we might want more than one fairy. Like on the first purple one, I used 2 fairies, but we are after a lantern. So I have a lantern here. You also have lanterns here in the papers. You have lanterns here. There's lanterns everywhere. We need 1 lantern. Now, you could use 2 or 3 if you'd like, and we're just going to decide where is this lantern going to go. On this side. This one is hanging in between. Let's see, do we want to put anything else that is going to hamper where we put that lantern? If we put it there, we can put some taller mushrooms maybe behind here on the right hand side. Again, just getting a hold of my bigger pieces. I'm not worried about the little fillers. Those will come later. I just need to figure out if anything is going to be in the way of the lantern at this point so that we can get to placement. Okay. I think nothing else is going to get in the way. We have a lot of great options. Something like that. What do you guys think? I think that's good. How is yours? Is it awesome? Okay, let me move some of the stuff because it keeps moving around on me. One thing that could help us, by the way, would be to clip it in place. So if you are struggling like I am, go ahead and get a clip and just clip that at the top so they stop moving. Those panels just keep dancing around. Let's put her back in. Figure out that she's going to go about that right there, and then the lantern could go there. Yes. Now, I don't necessarily like the white on my lantern. I don't mind the white on the other pieces. For some reason, I don't know why. Maybe because it's on that really pretty background. I did it on the other one too, by the way. So if you feel like it, go ahead and cut out your white border around this piece, or whatever piece of lantern you're using, paper, or if you fussy cut your own. But I'm going to go ahead and cut around my borders and get rid of the white The chipboard pieces, by the way, are adhesive. So they are self-adhesive. They already have a backing and they have glue. So now that gives me a better picture as to where that's going to be. Once we are happy with that, we are going to think of what it is that we want to do as far as shine, because we want to have that lantern shine. So let's go ahead and first create lightly with a pencil a string, okay? Just a little line which tells us where the string is going to go. Then I'm going to move that and I'm going to put like a little circle to represent my lantern where it's going to be. I'll double check it. It looks good. I don't need that in place anymore. But what we are going to need is something to make our lantern bling or shine, right? Or sparkle. So you see my little line and circle? Okay, now I have lots of ideas. You could use a white ink pad, you could use paint, you can use your Jane Davenport Star Power inks. You could use your dilution shimmer sprays like I have here, or even stickles. We have all of those available in store. I'm going to show you this one. See the glow in the back, that metallic looking warm light that is coming out from the candle? I use my dilutions for that. These are the shimmer sprays. And so all I did, I'm going to repeat it here again, is added some of it by removing the straw. Again, I don't need it where the lantern's going to be. I just need it on the surrounding area so that it looks like the glow is emanating from the lantern, from that candle. Okay, so all I've done is pat it with my finger, something like that. Let me give it a little bit of a dry. Again, just because I'm impatient and I'm trying to film and get to the next step with you guys. But hopefully this gives you time to catch up as well. So just use anything that's got maybe some shimmer or some sparkle. And if not, just white. White will work as well. Let me look how that looks. Looks good. But since we have so much gold, I think I need to add a little bit more punch to it. What do you guys think? Let's add some more. The purple one didn't need a whole lot because it was gold on purple. This one's got gold in the background already, so I really want to make a statement and really make it stand out, especially here on this left-hand side. It seemed kind of dull, so let's add some more. Again, no fancy tools other than my fingers. They're easy to clean, right? All right. Just like so, I'm going to let it pool a little bit more here on this left-hand side. Continue to pat it down. I'll bring it up and show you as well. Okay, let's give it a bit of a dry again. It dries really quickly because it's mica. So, and I like to heat it from both sides so I do not warp my paper. Pat that down, whatever's left. I think that looks good. What do you think? Oh, that's so pretty. It's even prettier in person. Okay, that looks good to me. I hope yours looks great as well. I'm sure it will. I can't wait to see your pictures in the Facebook group. Don't forget to post them. Okay, that looks great. So now we are going to remove the sticker backing. I'm going to use my hook tool. Love this thing. It is my saving grace when it comes to my fingers. Peel that off. And although it is adhesive, I'm going to add just a little bit of glue. Again, I love building things that'll last forever. That will never fall off. I figure if I went through the trouble of making it, it's going to last. Plus, you don't want to send this to somebody and heaven forbid that it actually falls apart during the mailing or something, right? That's awful. Or, you know, if you're selling it to a customer, sell it and then have them be unhappy because it fell apart. No, no, no. All right, let's get our bling. See that line right there, the pencil line? We're going to create that beautiful dangling, sparkling rope or chain that it's hanging from by using our gorgeous bling. I am looking for the tweezers that come with the set. Though again, the weeding hook tool set comes with 3 pieces. We have them in different colors too, but of course I had to have rose gold. We're going to use the tweezers and pull off our bling, and then just go up on that pencil line that we had made, like so. Okay, perfect. By the way, before I forget, if you are enjoying this video, won't you take 2 seconds and give it a thumbs up? We would love not only to have your like, but we would love at the end for you guys to leave us a comment and to share it with your friends and your crafty groups and, you know, Instagram, TikTok, anything that you've got out there that will help, of course, the channel grow. We'd appreciate it very much. So don't forget. See, I didn't forget to ask, so hopefully you won't forget to smash the like button while we are working on this bling right here. Okay, just like so. Now let's see, does that come far enough? It does, but you know, if somebody angles it, it'll kind of, you know, let me just add one more, just in case. Because again, if somebody's angling this, I don't want them to see where the bling ends. Okay, let's try it now. That looks good. There we go. Okay, our lantern is glowing and it's hanging from a beautiful crystal chain. So now it's time to get to our next step. Ready to move on with me? Here we go. We're gonna go ahead and put these together, because we know that that's how it's going to look. It's going to look great. We know she's going to be the star of our show. Let me split that apart because it's kind of dangling anyway. Love it. And then there's another extra little piece I just noticed. So flip them over and always make sure that you've punched out all those extra bits, because they do give your project an even nicer, more polished look. Okay, like that. Very dainty. See how pretty that looks now? Okay, now we are going to put her here on the inside. We know that that's where she goes. And then we've got her looking at that gorgeous little snail friend. We can put it outside. We can also put it inside. Let's look at the original one to give us some ideas of what we're doing here. I have some mushrooms and some elements in each layer. So you can see there's 2 mushrooms on that star panel. Then you can see that she has been glued on the inside of the front cover, and then I've got all those extra little elements there, some with dimensional foam on the outside. So that's kind of what we're going to be doing. We have some chipboard here at the top as well to kind of draw the eye upward. She's flying in with some additional lanterns. Maybe it's a lantern festival. Okay, let me cut this here. I'm going to come back and show you what I think my layout will look like. Something like this. How's that? That's what I'm thinking. What do you guys think? We have some lows, some highs, some wide elements. I like to take a picture before I pull it apart, because once I remove the stuff, I will never remember how I had it set. So now that I got a picture, I can pull these off. I cut this magic out with a little snail and mushroom, just super pretty. We're going to remove all of these. Now that we know what's going on, we've cut out some mushrooms. I've got some flowers. I got a snail. I got another mushroom, this little tiny one that I fussy cut as well. We've got this that I cut out from the pad as well for our grass. We've got her on the next panel and her snail friend, and this taller mushroom as well. And then in the back, we have the lantern. Okay. So go ahead and set up yours. If you have a phone, take a picture so you don't forget, because we're going to talk about that acetate next. Now, this is a step that's completely optional, but if you do happen to have some acetate available, again, if you do not have some, we have some in the store, but you can also use maybe some packaging that you might have laying around for the acetate. It really is a nice element for the card. I'm going to put her back in here just temporarily, just to see how far down I can come with that acetate. Make sure it's not going to be hampering any of the elements that I'm going to have in place. You can see here I've come right around the top of her head. So I'm going to want to mimic something like that so we can add our stars on it. Okay, so something like this. It doesn't require a whole big piece. Here, what I'm going to be using is this piece right here, and it is not big at all. This is actually a leftover from the first card. It is only 2.5 by 5.5, so you don't need a big piece at all, okay? All right, and what we're gonna make sure is that we have enough to cover the hole, and then I'm gonna grab my scissor and I'm gonna just do almost like a wavy type of pattern. I'm going to go up and down, just creating this curved wave pattern. Doesn't matter if you want it flatter, deeper, if you want to make your, waves deeper. It looks like this. Oh, that's kind of hard to see. Yeah, no, that's not going to work. Hang on, let me get a piece of paper. Ah, there we go. See that? Just like so. Again, no rhyme or reason, no measurements, just whatever looks good to you. We're going to need our Cosmic Shimmer glue because we're going to make sure that that plastic stays on there for good. You could also use some red score tape if you have that as well. Okay, here we go. Cosmic Shimmer acrylic glue to the rescue for anything that is plastic. We don't need a whole lot. Just make sure you're not coming into the window. It will dry clear anyway, but you don't want to get that stuff on the opening. So I'm just going to place it down like this. And that's that. See? Super simple. And it does give that card something extra. It's very special. Here, let me show you how it looks. Can you see that? Of course, it's all smudged with my fingers. Let me go ahead and clean off my fingerprints from the crime scene. Okay, just like that. It's gonna look beautiful. Love it, love it. My little holder thing broke. So sad. I love it because it used to stay on there all the time and I would never worry about losing my cap, but now it snapped. Don't know what I've done. Anyway, it lasted for a long time, so that's not a bad thing. Okay, let's get ready to bring in our 3D foam because some of these elements we're going to want to prop up. I'm also going to ink this up. It is just too bright and happy for me at this point. Again, I'm kind of going with that like nighttime, cosmic, beautiful inky background nebula kind of a feel. Now we have foam tape in rolls, in squares, in strips, anything that you can imagine. So if you're looking for some, make sure you check us out. I'm debating whether I want to cut it within this layer or that layer or go all the way out to the black. I don't know. I'm thinking about here. Okay, let's trim some off. Again, remember you can always take off more, but you can't put it back. So I am being cautious. That looks good, except a little crooked. Let's even it out. Just a sliver. Perfect. Okay, that looks good. I think I like that. But let's ink it up and darken it some so that it doesn't stand out, so brightly. We want to make it a little darker. Now, I hope you guys will give me a pass and forgive me. If you don't, you can let me know in the comments, okay? Because I'm going to speed through this process. You definitely do not need to see me glue down stuff for the next 10 minutes. So I'm going to speed it up. Okay, maybe 10 minutes is an exaggeration, but it'll be a while. So I'm going to speed this process up. I'm still going to leave it all on here so that you guys see how I've done it, how I've done each layer, where I've had to remove stuff and lift it back up because I changed my mind. So I'm going to leave the full thing on. Okay, deal? But I'm not going to have you sit here for a while just watching me glue every last little piece of paper and add foam and etc., etc. Okay? So I hope you guys, again, will agree with me that so long as you can see the entire thought process, speeding it up is going to be just fine. Okay, again, I'm referring back to my pictures as you can see on my phone, just because, again, I already forgot how it looked. So I'm going to need help from my phone. All right, let's continue adding some beautiful embellishments. Now remember, some of these are adhesive, they're stickers. So what happens is if they stick out, they will actually glue the previous panel, like right here. So I have a tool for that. This is the Power Tool Applicator from EK Success. Really cool tool. It's got powder and it smells so good. And you simply add that on to the back of any sticker and it removes the adhesiveness, the stickiness. So be very, very careful. If you have stickers, they will not allow your card to accordion out because the stickiness is going to stick to the previous layer. So just make sure you use something to remove that adhesiveness from the back before you obviously adhere all the layers, which we're going to do next. But for now, let's continue decorating. And again, you see me using that tool to remove that. By the way, that tool is also really neat. I discovered that whenever I have like tags or something that is having a struggling going into a pocket, by adding some of that powder to it, then it will actually have them glide in the pockets a lot easier. So I use it for more than one purpose. And it's refillable, by the way, which is nice. I'm not sure if it's baby powder or what's in there, but it smells really pretty. So then again, I've had this tool forever and you can see it's full. I'm not even close to using it. It'll probably be handed down to my grandkids or something. Because it'll still be powder in there when I'm long gone. Okay, let's continue decorating, adding foam dots and layering up pieces like this snail. Because it's hanging on a chipboard, it needs to be balanced out on the other side with a little foam dot, just so it's not wobbly, like so. Okay, let's continue. Great dimensions so far. Loving it. Okay, and we are almost done. We're going to add that little mushroom over to this side. Again, we have some highs, some lows, lots of great contrast, some wide, some skinny, great balance. And now let's add the sentiment to the top. Now for that, rather than using a bunch of little foam dots, I'm just going to bring out my roll. This roll is massive. I love it because I can do bigger pieces so much faster than adding 100 little, dots to it. And then of course I can also cut it even into smaller pieces like I'm going to do here just because I can. I could have just used my smaller dots, but I'm just showing you that it's as simple as cutting out little pieces too. Okay, there we go. We're going to remove that and add our sentiment up at the top. And then we are ready for our final step, which is going to be to create the accordion, right? To make the shadow box. So after this, we're going to bring back our trimmer, our paper trimmer, and we're going to bring back our black cardstock. Look how awesome that looks. I hope yours does as well. I'm sure it does. All right, trimmer and black leftover cardstock. Let's move everything out of the way. Bring out our guillotine or paper trimmer. And then we are going to bring back, like I said, those leftover black pieces that I said, aha, don't throw them away. We are going to need 4 pieces that are going to measure 2 by 6. So first I'm going to cut my 6-inch, then I'm going to do my 2, then we're going to do another 2-inch, and then we're going to bring those other scraps, or the bigger one, whichever one you want. These 2 will work as well. Again, I have a guillotine, so if you do not mind, I'm going to do them both together in one shot. It is a perfect 6 inches, so all I have to do is worry about the 2. So 2 inches, and there we go. We've got our 4 pieces, 2 by 6. All right, let's put this all away because we are now done with our paper trimmer. We're done with the scraps. We're done with all of that. Now we're going to bring in our scoreboard, okay? I am bringing in my Lisa Horton scoreboard and the stylus tip silicone tool. So again, this tool has dual tips, and this is the Lisa Horton Ultimate 2. I'm going to tell you more about it in a second, but first let's do some scoring. We're going to score these in 3 places, okay? We're going to score at 1/2 inch, at 1 inch, and at 1.5. And we're going to do that for all of them, okay? So very simple. Again, 1/2, 1, and 1.5, and I will leave that on screen so that you guys can just refer to the numbers that we're going to be scoring at. But very, very simple scores, just like that. Let's do the rest. And we are done. Okay, let me tell you more about the tool because I promised you. This is the Lisa Horton Ultimate 2. It is fabulous. It comes with some accessories and then you can buy additional ones. And they all fit perfect in here. They're designed to go together like the sticky mat. You have your grid mat. You also have your stamping platform. It's a 4-way stamping jumbo stamping platform. Love that thing. You have also a magnetic board. So again, all of those fit right on there. They're designed to go together all in one machine. It all fits perfect, just like so. This is the magnetic one. Well, hang on, I have it upside down. We flip it around this way. Yes, and I have a video, by the way, with Lisa herself explaining how all of this works. So I can link it down in the description below. It also has storage compartments for your converter and your tools, but this thing right here, the peg system, is amazing. I am going to have some videos coming up. I've been dying to do some videos and play along with you guys using the Lisa Horton stencils and embossing. Oh my gosh, and the dies, it's just phenomenal. So I can't wait to do that. Okay, we're going to fold these very simply into a W, or we flip it over, an M. M for Maddie. There you go. So all we did was we went in, out, kind of thing, right? So peak, valley, peak, valley. We're going to do it again for all 4. So yeah, be on the lookout for the Lisa Horton craft alongs. That's going to be amazing, or tutorials and videos. I might even do it live. You never know. All right, do it for all 4. Again, up and then down and then up, and there we go. Okay, do all 4. And then we're going to burnish those down like so, really quickly, just to make sure that they behave. Of course, over time, and once you put them in an envelope, they're going to crease even more. But again, we have W's or M's for Team M&M. That's my daughter and I, Maddie and Madison. And now what we're going to do is we're going to bring some score tape. You can do this with liquid adhesive if that's what you want to do. That's perfectly fine. But I'm going to use the score tape. This is the Score Pal, by the way, which holds all of your score tapes from different widths. You can see I have, and even my red tape up there down to the very skinny. And then it has a compartment at the top where you can put in your bone folder and other tools. Again, option to use your liquid adhesive if you like, but I'm going to use score tape because it's just faster and so much easier for me. But you use what you have in your stash. Okay, which width do we want to go with? I think maybe this one. Yeah, I gotta find the end first. You can tell my hands and my eyes are tired. We've been crafting for over an hour now. But it's been a lot of fun, so it's all good. And again, the first card always takes the longest because we got to go through the process and the steps and explaining it all. After this, you can do a whole bunch of other ones and they'll just be like assembly line, right? You'll get to do them super fast. And I'm just gonna cut this. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'll cut it, but I can always just tear it and come back to it later. Because we're past that point. I'm going to clean this up now, but I can also clean them up later. Now we're only going to add adhesive to the two outside. The inside gets nothing. So left, right, and nothing on the inside, okay? All right, let's keep going. I'm going to do that for all of them. Just like this. And then I'm going to just tear. Again, it's super easy to do with score tape because it doesn't dry up while you're trying to work with it. It doesn't move around once you've got it in place. And it's easy to put on. So score tape, awesome to use. And it is very strong. So it's not going anywhere. That's why I feel confident in saying that. Okay, let's go ahead and do the other ones. And I'll be back. I'll leave it in real time in case you're doing it too. And if you're not, you can skip forward. How's that? Like I said, super easy. Put that away. They're all done. So now we're going to burnish them down. Just like so. Super quick. I probably could have done both at the same time, right? I think it's wide enough that we could do both at the same time. But we're going to burnish them down to make sure that they are on there permanently, and especially once we start removing the backings, we don't want to be messing with it, nor once we start constructing our card mechanism. These would be great to insert into journals too. Isn't that neat that they're flat and then they would just pop up? And like I said, you can do them in different sizes. You can go bigger, you can go smaller. They would just be awesome for just about any theme. I'm going to trim these up really quick, because I have some extra bits here and there. Okay, just like so. Okay, I'm gonna do all of them, and oh gosh, they're sticking to me. They're sticky, I told you they are. But yes, these would be super fun. I'm thinking, oh my goodness, anything. You could do flowers, forest, steampunk, Alice. What other themes could we do? Just about anything. Oh, nautical. How neat would that be? Like an under ocean kind of tunnel effect? That'd be cool. So just about anything you can think of, it would be amazing to use with these. And I love to do like some little ones too. Wouldn't that be cute? To just have some tiny ones that just kind of pop up and interact uh, for you to send, whether you're mailing them or inside of journals would be super cool. Okay, those are on there. Perfect. They look just like this, right? Yours should all look like an M or a W with the left and right, either with your adhesive or your score tape. You should have little accordions. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put these on to our cards. And that's pretty much going to be the last step, which is just to put the entire mechanism together now that we have all of our gorgeous layers. So let's do that together slowly, okay? Because we've come this far. Let me show you this one, how it looks first. You see, they're like M's or W's. There's nothing on the back, so it's all going to be hidden. All the mechanisms and your folds are going to be hidden on the inside. Let's remove the first. Let's remove the second. Let's start here. So again, using our hook tool, we're going to pull the backing off of these, and we're only going to do one side at a time, okay? I tried removing all of them and it kind of got a little crazy, and so I've learned my lesson. We're going to line up that corner edge to edge, and then we're going to walk it down. And once we're happy, there we go. There's the first one, okay? I'm going to show you from all angles so you can see it. Once that is in, we're going to bring in our Teflon bone folder. The stuff is awesome for your hands. We're going to open that up and we're going to make sure that is on there. It's not going anywhere now. Okay, that side is done. We're going to do the other side the same way, except it's going to be reversed now, right? The M is going to be facing the other way. Here, I'll do one and I'll show you. And then that way you guys can watch me do it first and then you can do yours. Okay, so I'm going to line up that edge again and the bottom, and I'm going to bring it in. If it's off by a smidgen, do not worry. No one will be able to see it, okay? If it's off by just a little bit, and here's that second one, I'm going to turn it all the way around to show you what it looks like on this side and on that side. So it should look just like this. Okay? Now, I've learned also another trick from doing this before, and that is that you want to do one side at a time. I'm just going to push those down a little bit. You want to do one side at a time. If you try to, again, like I mentioned in the first one, remove all your sticky, then you're going to have a big old problem trying to get it done, and then it's going to stick onto itself and things that you don't want it to stick onto. So let's remove this second piece on the right hand side or left, whichever you prefer. We're going to bring our second panel. I'm going to turn this around. I'm trying to do this while I'm filming and to stay on screen, which is a little difficult, but I think I can do a pretty good job. Okay, like so. Burnish it down. Again, do you see that black little edge I have going there? It's just a little bit further in that I wanted it to be, but that's okay. No one will be able to tell. You'll see when we're done. Now, you don't want it all crooked and wonky, but you also don't have to worry about little slivers. Okay, now here's a trick. We're going to flatten both sides. So flatten and flatten. We're going to walk our hand over and press. That's it. See how easy that was? I struggled on my first one. So I've learned a few tips. Again, see that black little edge? Don't worry about it. It's going to be great. Okay, we're going to do this again. So now we're going to remove the one side and stick that on the same way we did the first ones, like so. I'm lining up my edges and my corners again and pressing down. You see why I like to do this with my tape rather than my liquid adhesive? It's so easy. Once it's on, I'm done. If I need to reposition it, I can, so long as I don't, burnish it down or press too hard. Okay, we're going to remove the other side and remember our trick. Well, first we're just going to line this up. But once we get ready to do the next layer, we're going to use the same trick. We're going to walk it over. Okay, even corners. Side looks good. Press down, done, burnish it. Good to go. Okay, a little bit there. You see it? Tiny bit. No worries. You'll never see it. It won't make a difference. Okay, this is what we've got so far. Looking good. Looking awesome. Okay, all sides so you guys can see it. And now we are ready for that top layer. But before we do that, hang on one second. Before we do that, we could add our stars because that might be a little easier while it is off. Now, it doesn't matter. It really is no big deal. I did the other one the opposite way. Using my tweezers, we're going to add some stars here. You could choose to do some on the acetate or even span outside of the acetate and create a whole bunch of stars if you like. Now, we're going to add a little bit of cosmic glue again, just because I pulled this off of the plastic, and guess what? Oh, hang on, lost it. Now it's sticking to me. I pulled it off and left the adhesive, a lot of the adhesive on the sheet. Sometimes that happens. It actually separates. So if that happens, you can just add a little bit of glue. Yep, definitely was on there. Okay, let's do the next one. Maybe one here. And this. Now let's skip that one because we already have a lot of blue or teal. This one I did it again. I went ahead and pulled, and the stickiness stayed behind on the acetate. How about that one there? Cool. All right, we got 3, which looks really nice, but I am feeling that we need a gold one, maybe up here somewhere. Yeah, I think so. All right, let's get one more. Usually I like to work in 3s, but it's just missing something. No, yeah, up here, see? And that's what I mean. You can also come out of the paper or out of the acetate. That looks great. I love it. Okay, now let's go ahead and remove the last bits, and we will be ready to finish our card. We're going to remove the right hand side again, or left. Remove a side, line it up on the corners. Again, I'm trying to make sure you guys can see what I am doing. Yours will be much easier because, you'll be able to bring it close to you and see it and move it any which way you like. Okay, there we go. Press down on that. Open it. We can burnish it down again, both sides, and then we're going to remove this other side. And remember our trick, right? We're going to press the accordion down on both sides. So press it down on that side, press it down on this side, walk it over. Oh, wait. Of course, the last one would have to give me the hardest time. Hang on one second. Peel it back up. Press it down. Nope, still not. This stuff is sticky. Okay, corner and corner. There we go. Got it. Ta-da! Okay, we have our beautiful tunnel card. Uh-oh. Hang on, my white star just popped off. Where is my little, what is it called? Nudger. No, not nudger. What is it called? Okay, that's it. Brain stopped working. My sticky tool. Oh, heavens to Betsy. I know you're all screaming it over the screen right now, and I'm just, it's late. It's really late here. It is almost midnight, so I am on my last leg here. Hang on, it's gonna come to me. Oh my goodness. Okay, this tool. I know there's Katana, but Katana is the official brand of one of them. Jewel picker upper. Is that what it's called? Yes, I think so. Shame on me. All right, just leave it in the comments. I don't know. But we have these in store, by the way. They're amazing for picking up your little blings and putting them in place. There we go. How is that? Oh, I love it. And teal really worked out. Now, teal is Madison's favorite color, so of course I had to do a teal one. But I love the teal color. Who would have thunk it, huh? Again, flat, ready for mailing. Perfect for standing up and displaying. This is a card that no one's going to throw away. Seriously, if you send me this card, I would never throw it away. It would be on display. You know, some cards, people just throw away. This is not one of those. They'll love it. They'll absolutely love it. Okay, now let's finish it off by adding our beautiful ladybugs. There's no way we're going to forget those because they're gorgeous. These are little wooden 3D embellishments. They are ladybugs. Now, they also have some foam on their back. If you feel like you do not want that, you can just take that off. So I'm going to take this one off and just glue that on directly onto my card. I think she's going to be, yeah, heading up towards the mushrooms. She's coming to the party. This one, one up there? I think so. But I feel like we also need one here. Yeah, this one's walking on this mushroom. She's also coming to the party. And then let's get one more, because the power of 3, and I need a third one up on that quote up there. It says magic. No, not walking away from the party. Coming to the party. There we go. Everyone's invited. Love it. I bet you yours is amazing. Listen, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I certainly have had a great time crafting along with you and making these beautiful cards. Once again, thank you to Sarah Jackman Reed from Craft Consortium for teaching me how to make these cards. Absolutely love it. She has some wonderful ideas that I adore. I have some additional examples or photos for you to see more projects done with this paper line so you can have even more inspiration. So stay put for those, as well as some other information about our channel and our Facebook group and challenges and so much more. Okay, here are the mini kits that I promised to show you. Now, of course, in addition to the full line, we also have these little mini kits that I've created for you guys. They're not like mini, but you get enough to do a few of these projects, not only the card that we've done today, but or several of those cards, but also you'll get to do some of those other projects that I am linking or that I'm posting here in the pictures for additional inspiration, because Craft Consortium has made some beautiful projects as well. Okay, let's open this up and I'll show you what you'll get in the mini. And I'll be linking that also down below in the description box. You're going to get 3 of the 12 by 12 totally random. All of the kits are random, so they're all different. You're going to get also 4 of the 6 by 6. Here's some examples, although you've already seen the full pad. And you're going to get 1 of the push-out pages. Again, the fairy will be totally random. You're going to get some ladybugs, some of the stars, and some of the bling. So a great way, again, to be able to sample the collection and make some of these amazing projects yourself. Don't forget that if you have enjoyed this tutorial, please make sure that you give us a like, a comment, and share it with your Facebook groups, friends, Instagram, all platforms out there, so that we can continue to bring you more inspirational content Of course, all of the products that you've seen here are featured in this video and are available in our online store. We have two stores to serve you. We have SpectrumArtCreations.com, and we also have an Etsy store by the same name, Spectrum Art Creations. Both stores have different items, so make sure you check them both out. And we do combine shipping, by the way, from there, as well as our live sales. Yes, we have live sales right here on this channel every week where you can see products, kits, classes, all kinds of information, and of course, join an amazing community because you get to see the product live as I show it. You get to shop live. You get to also chat live and make friends, and not to mention join in the games and giveaways that we do during our live sales. And you can do all of that from the comfort of home. That's right. Shop for products from all around the world without ever leaving home at the best prices and shipped directly to your home. So it is a great way to not only shop, but again, be part of an amazing community. Speaking of communities, remember to join our Facebook group if you haven't done so already. It is Spectrum Art Creation Friends, and it's a private, closed group. It is done that way so that we can keep everyone safe. So make sure that when you're requesting to join that you please answer the questions, because otherwise the application is denied. Now, in addition to being in the Facebook group, you'll be able to join in the monthly challenges like the fairy challenge that we have going on now. Every month we have new challenges with giveaways, plus you get to share your makes and see what other folks have made as well. If you are not subscribed to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe for all of these reasons and so much more. We're always interested in keeping it lively and bringing you amazing new projects and ideas. I hope you have enjoyed also all these additional inspirations. Oh, if you want to be in the know, you know what's another great way to do that is to make sure you sign up for our free newsletter. In order to do that, all you have to do is go to our online store, SpectrumArtCreations.com. At the top, there is a newsletter sign up banner. It is free. All you have to do is type your email, hit subscribe, and you're done. It takes 3 seconds, but you'll get notifications and alerts of when we go live or when we're having a sale. Anyway, I'll leave here this other video for you for additional inspiration, and I will see you there. Bye for now.